Hello everyone, welcome to the class. In the earlier part, we have discussed globalization of business, which is the third unit from the business studies segment of the social studies from the Karnataka State Board. Today we will be discussing the remaining part of it. So, after this slide, as we know that this is this we are discussing from the Karnataka State Board. So there will be many students who will be willing to learn in Kannada also. I can't explain the things in Kannada, but for you guys, I can give the a reading to it. After this slide, I have this information in Kannada also. For you guys, I will be I will be reading for you, okay? So, in Kannada language, I have gone through it. All the points are given in a very easy language. One can easily understand just by reading. Okay, so let's begin with the class. WTO. So, the abbreviation for it is World Trade Organization. The World Trade Organization is the only global international organization dealing with the rules of trade between the nations. So WTO is the only organization or only institution which deals with the rules of trade between the nation. That means which regulates the trade between the nations. So there will be two countries. Suppose A and B are the two countries. They are doing the business, and while conducting the business, there comes some problems. Country B violates the rules of the agreement. So country A should start the proceedings against country B. So, under which laws should company A start its proceedings? It should start the proceedings according to the country A, that is its own country, or it should start the proceedings under the according to the rules of the country B. So there happens, the confusion. So to regulate the trade effectively, efficiently, and to provide the guidelines, uh, the WTO came into the existence. Okay, WTO office is located at Geneva in Switzerland. So Geneva is the name of the city. In Switzerland is the country. So in Switzerland there is a city called Geneva. There the head office of the WTO is situated. It is established on 1st of the January 1995. WTO is established on 1st of the January 1995. Okay. At present, 164 countries of the world are the members of the WTO. So, out of all the total countries, 164 countries are the members of the WTO. To become the members of the WTO, one country, if a country wants to become the member of the WTO, that country should accept all the rules and regulations, should follow, their prescribed terms and conditions. So, accordingly, 164 countries have accepted it, and now they are the members of WTO. The members meet once in 2 years to take the decisions. So the members of the WTO meet once in every 2 years to discuss whatever the issues are, to bring the new developments. So for all the things, to resolve the things, WTO members meet once in 2 years. The major functions of the WTO. Now, let's discuss the major functions of the WTO. Okay, bring into force the trade agreements throughout the world. What, as I have explained, suppose if the two countries are, conducting the business and have signed the agreement, and if there is any breach of, if there is any breach from any of the countries, so which rules and regulations would follow? So WTO ensure that all the terms and conditions are being followed properly. Okay. Next point is administering the world trade agreements as a mediator. As I told, suppose if there comes any a problem, WTO acts as a mediator between them and tries to solve the issues. Next is stress for free and independent trade throughout the world. what WTO wants to ensure that WTO stress means it gives importance on the free and independent trade throughout the world. That means countries should not be under any pressure of any member, of anything. Countries should be with free mind without any dependence. They should do that. So that WTO is ensuring. Okay. So next point is solving the trade disputes that arise among the nations. As I have told this point, solving the trade disputes. I have given the example for that. Okay, if any two nations faces any disputes between them, WTO acts as mediator and tries to solve them. Striving to reduce the taxes in international trade. Striving means trying very hard to reduce the taxes in international trade. Why they are trying very hard to reduce the taxes? So that more and more countries should do the business internationally. Okay. Next is bringing the international trade under the legal framework. In the given example of these two countries, I have told which country should follow which country rule. Okay, whom should follow which rule. So for that reason, WTO prepares its own legal framework and it mandates that all the members should follow their rules and regulations. Okay. Next point is assistance to underdeveloped nations to get more facilities in international trade. It gives assistance, matlab it helps the underdeveloped nations to get more facilities in international trade. How it helps the underdeveloped nations? It gives them more tax benefits, it gives them subsidies, it gives WTO gives them tariffs. So in this way, by giving them more and more facilities, it encourages the underdeveloped nations to come into the main line and do the business with other countries. Okay, so the last point is bringing efficiency in production and trade by utilizing the resources effectively. So, whatever the resources are available, by utilizing them properly, WTO ensures that uh, it increases the efficiency in production and trade. Okay, next. Apart from the above functions, WTO also aims at. So WTO performs these all functions, but apart from it, WTO also aims at doing certain things. So what are those? Let us see. Okay. So the first point is bringing down the living cost and raise the standard of living of the member countries. So how WTO raises the standard of living of the people? So as we have seen in the functions of the WTO, that it strives to uh, solve the trade dispute. It stress on free and independent trade throughout the world. It helps the underdeveloped nations to get more facilities. So by doing all these functions, that is by giving more and more facilities, by encouraging them to do the business, what happens that country starts doing exports. Once a country starts doing exports, it gets more and more foreign reserves. If a country gets more and more foreign reserves, apart from getting the foreign reserves, if a country does business with other countries also, what does it get? It comes to know about the technology that another country is using. It comes to know other things also, which we have discussed in the globalization. It comes to know the cultural aspects, it comes to know the health sector. So by knowing all these things, a country can implement all these things in their own countries by learning from them. So if they implement this all facilities in their country, automatically the standard of living of the people will get increased. So in this way, it WTO also aims for this particular point also. Okay, so the next thing is settling the disputes and reduces the trade tension of the member countries. In the given example of A and B country, I have told if there arises any a dispute, WTO tries to solve them by acting as a mediator. Okay. Next is Stimulating economic growth. Stimulating means encouraging, motivating, pushing the economic growth and employment. As I have told, it helps the underdeveloped nations to conduct the business and get more facilities. So if underdeveloped nations start doing more and more business, their economic condition will improve. If their economic condition will improve, that means that uh, the the underdeveloped nations start doing the business, their economic conditions will also improve, and if they are doing more and more business, means more and more employment opportunities are also getting generated. So in this way, it also aims at improving the economic condition and employment opportunities of the member countries. Okay. Next point is reducing the cost of doing business internationally. As we have discussed, key, um, it provides trade reliefs, reduces the international taxation. So, in this way, by giving all these facilities, it reduces the cost of doing business internationally. Okay, cost of doing business internationally means what are the what exactly is the expenses, that one amount we are incurring to do the business internationally. See, doing it internationally business is not at all a small task. Okay, we need to, for exporting the goods to another country, we has to consult to the shipping agency. We has to from our go down to the dock, or to the shipping dockyard. We has to take the goods there, so all these involves money. We has to pay the money. So that is called as cost of doing the business. So by giving them trade reliefs and for to export the goods to another country, we has to pay the taxes. So by giving all this reliefs, WTO aims at reducing the cost of doing business. Okay. So this is what they want to explain us. Next is encouraging the good governance. Encouraging good governance, as I have told, WTO is striving hard to bring the international trade under the legal framework. So, what happens by taking it under the legal framework? It ensures that it ensures that there is free trade of, there is uh, free trade of goods and services. There are no hindrances in that. Each and everyone should do the business properly without any hurdles. So for that, government has to ensure that all the rules and regulations are followed properly. So WTO is encouraging the government of its member countries to follow all the rules and regulations. Okay. So the very last point is contributing to promote peace and stability of the member countries. See, if we are doing a business with other countries, it is natural that we come to know about their cultural things, their technology innovations, their different habits. So there might be the chances that while conducting the business, two countries can face the situation of difference of opinion. At that particular time, countries may start disputing with each other. So WTO also ensures that countries should maintain the peace and stability and should not dispute all the times. For that, we have seen the function where WTO acts as a mediator. So, acting as a mediator, if that situation arises, WTO ensures that peace and stability is maintained among the member countries. So, this was it for this particular chapter. We came to the end of Unit 3 of the Business Studies, that is globalization of business. Okay, this particular segment, that is WTO, I will be reading in Kannada also now. Okay, ವಿಶ್ವ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಸಂಘಟನೆ. ವಿಶ್ವ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಸಂಘಟನೆಯು ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಒಂದು ಶಾಶ್ವತ ಸಂಘಟನೆಯಾಗಿದ್ದು, ವಿಶ್ವದ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ವ್ಯವಹಾರಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರಗಳ ಮೇಲ್ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತದೆ. ಇದು 1995 ಜನವರಿ 1 ಅಸ್ತಿತ್ವಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿತು. ಇದು 164 ದೇಶಗಳು ಈ ಸಂಘಟನೆಯ ಸದಸ್ಯ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳಾಗಿವೆ. ಇದರ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಕಚೇರಿ ಸ್ವಿಟ್ಜರ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡಿನ ಜೆನೈವಾದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಇದು ಪ್ರತಿ 2 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನ ನಡೆಸುತ್ತದೆ. ವಿಶ್ವ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಸಂಘಟನೆಯ ಉದ್ದೇಶಗಳು: ಬಹುಪಕ್ಷೀಯ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಒಪ್ಪಂದಗಳನ್ನು ವಿಶ್ವದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತರುವುದು, ಬಹುಪಕ್ಷೀಯ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ವ್ಯವಹಾರಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಮಧ್ಯವರ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವುದು, ವಿಶ್ವದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಮುಕ್ತ ಹಾಗೂ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಒತ್ತು ನೀಡುವುದು, ವಿವಿಧ ದೇಶಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಉದ್ಭವಿಸುವ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಸಂಬಂಧಿ ಭಿನ್ನಾಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಗಳನ್ನು ಬಗೆಹರಿಸುವುದು, ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ತೆರಿಗೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡುವುದು, ವಿಶ್ವದ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳನ್ನು ಸಮರ್ಥವಾಗಿ ಬಳಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಮತ್ತು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ವಿಸ್ತರಣೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಸೇವಾ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ದಕ್ಷಗೊಳಿಸುವುದು, ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರವನ್ನು ಕಾನೂನಿನ ಚೌಕಟ್ಟಿಗೊಳಪಡಿಸುವುದು, ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರದಿಂದ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಪಡೆಯಲು ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವುದು. ವಿಶ್ವ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಸಂಘಟನೆಯ ಇತರ ಗುರಿಗಳು: ಜೀವನ ವೆಚ್ಚವನ್ನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಸದಸ್ಯ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳ ಜನರ ಜೀವನ ಮಟ್ಟ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸುವುದು, ಸದಸ್ಯ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಉದ್ಭವಿಸುವ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ವ್ಯಾಜ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಬಗೆಹರಿಸುವುದು, ಸದಸ್ಯ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಮಟ್ಟವನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಉದ್ಯೋಗಾವಕಾಶಗಳನ್ನು ಕಲಿಸುವುದು, ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳನ್ನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡುವುದು, ಸದಸ್ಯ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ತಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ರಚಿಸಲು ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡುವುದು, ಸದಸ್ಯ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಂತಿ, ಸ್ಥಿರತೆ ಅಥವಾ ದೃಢತೆ ಕಾಪಾಡಲು ಸಹಕರಿಸುವುದು. So guys, hope all the things are clear to you. If there are any things which you didn't understand properly, or if there are any doubts, you can send me your doubts in the comment section, and also I will be waiting for your feedback. Okay, hope you like this session. We will be meeting very soon. Take care everyone.